Hello everyone, welcome to Current Affairs MCQs program. Let's begin with previous day's practice question. Question was, consider the following statements. 1. The first session of the Indian Science Congress was held in 2014. 2. Indian Science Congress Association, that is ISCA, is an independent body functioning with the support of the Department of Science and Technology. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option B, 2 only. India Science Congress brings together scientists and researchers not just from the premier institutions and laboratories, but also science teachers and professors from colleges and universities. The first session of the Indian Science Congress was held in 1914. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. Indian Science Congress Association is an independent body functioning with the support of the Department of Science and Technology in the central government. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Now, let's begin today's session. First question is, Pantoea tagorei, which was recently seen in the news, is a newly discovered frog species in the Western Ghats, a newly discovered butterfly species in the Himalayas, a new species of bacteria that could transform agricultural practices, or an ancient rock painting recently discovered in Madhya Pradesh. The correct answer is option C, a new species of bacteria that could transform agricultural practices. Researchers at Vishwa Bharati University have discovered a new species of bacteria that could transform agricultural practices. They named it Pantoea tagorei after the famous Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore. Pantoea tagorei bacteria belong to the genus Pantoea, which is part of the Enterobacteriaceae family. Pantoea bacteria can be isolated from various environments including water, soil, humans, animals and plants. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Next question is regarding Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. Consider the following statements. 1. It is one of the largest work guarantee programs in the world, launched in 2005 by the Ministry of Rural Development. 2. It assures 120 days of work yearly at minimum wage for willing adults in rural households. 3. Manrega assures work within 15 days or offers an unemployment allowance if delayed. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only 1, only 2, only 3, or none? The correct answer is option B, only 2. Manrega is one of the largest work guarantee programs in the world, launched in 2005 by the Ministry of Rural Development. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It provides a legal guarantee for 100 days of employment in every financial year to adult members of any rural household willing to do public work-related unskilled manual work at the statutory minimum wage. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. The cornerstone of Manrega's design is its legal guarantee, ensuring that any rural adult can request work and must receive it within 15 days. Hence, statement 3 is correct. If this commitment is not met, an unemployment allowance must be provided. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements. 1. The Shahi Eidgah is a three-domed mosque in Mathura that stands adjacent to the Krishna Janmabhoomi temple. 2. The Places of Worship Act 1991 prohibits changing the character of any place of worship as it existed on August 15, 1947. 3. The Act does not apply to ancient and historical monuments. How many of the above statements are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none? The correct answer is option C, all 3. The Allahabad High Court recently ruled that a survey will be conducted for the Shahi Eidgah, a three-domed mosque in Mathura. It is seeking appointment of a court commission to inspect the Shahi Eidgah mosque that stands adjacent to the Krishna Janmabhoomi temple in Mathura. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The Places of Worship Act 1991 was enacted to freeze the status of religious places of worship as they existed on August 15, 1947 and prohibits the conversion of any place of worship and ensures the maintenance of their religious character. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The Act does not apply to ancient and historical monuments, archaeological sites, and remains covered by the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958. It also excludes cases that have already been settled or resolved and disputes that have been resolved by mutual agreement or conversions that occurred before the Act came into effect. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Next question is, which of the following statements is or are true about the different causes of inflation? 1. Demand pull inflation occurs when there is an increase in aggregate demand. 2. Cost pull inflation occurs when there is an increase in the cost of production. 3. Structural inflation occurs when there is a mismatch between demand and supply. 4. Built-in inflation is often described as a feedback loop between wages and prices. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3 only, or 1, 2, 3 and 4. The correct answer is option D, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Demand pull inflation occurs when the demand for goods and services exceeds their supply. When the overall demand in the economy is high, consumers are willing to pay more for the available goods and services, leading to a general rise in prices. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Cost push inflation is driven by an increase in the production cost for goods and services. This can be caused by factors such as increased incomes, increased cost of raw materials, or disruptions in the supply chain. Hence, statement 2 is correct. This occurs when there is a mismatch between demand and supply, which leads to an increase in the general price level. This can happen due to factors such as a shortage of goods, an increase in population, or a decrease in productivity. Hence, statement 3 is correct. This type of inflation is often described as a feedback loop between wages and prices. When workers demand higher wages, businesses may raise prices to cover the increased labor cost. This in turn prompts workers to seek higher wages and the cycle continues. Hence, statement 4 is correct. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. Next question is regarding field pansy. Consider the following statements. 1. It belongs to the group of plants called gymnosperms. 2. The field pansy relies solely on insects for pollination. Which of the above statements is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option D, neither 1 nor 2. Recently, scientists have uncovered evidence of rapid evolution in a flowering plant found in Paris, France. The plant, identified as field pansy, that is Viola arvensis, is showing signs of self-pollination, a behavior contradicting the conventional reliance on external pollinators. The field pansy is a common wildflower that can be found in many parts of Europe, Asia, and North America. It belongs to the group of plants called angiosperms, which produce seeds inside a protective structure called a fruit. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The field pansy has evolved to self-pollinate, reducing its reliance on pollinators due to a decreasing availability of insects. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. Next question is regarding India-France relations. Consider the following statements. 1. France was one of the very few countries to support India's decision to test nuclear weapons in 1998. 2. In 2015, as a collaborative effort to address climate change, both nations initiated the International Solar Alliance. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. France was one of the first countries with which India signed a strategic partnership after the end of the Cold War in January 1998. France was also one of the very few countries to support India's decision to test nuclear weapons in 1998. Hence, statement 1 is correct. A joint statement titled 25th Anniversary of the Strategic Partnership between France and India towards a Century of Indo-French Relations sets the course for bilateral relations until 2047, marking significant milestones for both nations. Both countries, as part of their joint efforts on climate change, launched the International Solar Alliance in 2015. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following pairs, place and country. 1. Auschwitz, Poland. 2. Lysychansk, Russia. 3. Belgorod, Ukraine. Which of the pairs given above is or are correctly matched? 1 only, 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, or 1, 2 and 3? The correct answer is option A, 1 only. Auschwitz, also known as Auschwitz-Birkenau, opened in 1940 and was the largest of the Nazi concentration and death camps located in Poland. Hence, pair 1 is correctly matched. Lysychansk is a city in Severodonetsk, Raion, Luhansk Oblast, eastern Ukraine. Hence, pair 2 is not correctly matched. Belgorod Oblast region, western Russia on the border with Ukraine. It lies chiefly in the basins of the upper Vorskla, Donets and Oskol rivers. Hence, pair 3 is not correctly matched. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Next question is regarding the rule of law. Consider the following statements. 1. The rule of law is a part of the basic structure of the Constitution. 2. The rule of law is a government run by law, not men. 3. Rule by law is the antithesis of all that is represented by the rule of law. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 only, 3 only, or 1, 2 and 3? The correct answer is option D, 1, 2 and 3. The roots of the idea of a rule of law can be seen in Article 39 of the Magna Carta 1215 that declares that no freeman shall be taken or imprisoned or dispossessed or exiled or in any way destroyed, nor will we go upon him nor send upon him except by the lawful judgment of his peers or by the law of the land. The rule of law is declared a part of basic structure of the Constitution. In the case of Indira Nehru Gandhi versus Raj Narayan, the Apex Court held that rule of law embodied in Article 14 of the Constitution is the basic feature of the Indian Constitution and hence it cannot be destroyed even by an amendment of the Constitution under Article 368 of the Constitution. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The rule of law is a government run by law, not men. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Rule by law is the antithesis of all that is represented by the rule of law. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. Next question is consider the following statements. 1. All jobs are wage labor. 2. All wage labor cannot be called jobs. 3. The Indian economy has historically been characterized by the presence of both open unemployment as well as disguised unemployment. How many of the statements given above are not correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3 or none? The correct answer is option D, none. Jobs generally refer to relatively better paid regular wage or salaried employment. In other words, all jobs are wage labor, but all wage labor cannot be called jobs. Hence, statement 1 and 2 are correct. The Indian economy has historically been characterized by the presence of both open unemployment, out-of-work job seekers, as well as high levels of informal employment consisting of the self-employed as well as casual wage workers. The last is also called disguised unemployment because being similar to open unemployment, it also indicates a lack of adequate employment opportunities in the formal sector. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. Last question is regarding the initiative on critical and emerging technology. Consider the following statements. 1. It is a bilateral agreement between India and the United States and is being run by the National Security Council of both countries. 2. It aims to promote collaboration in critical and emerging technology areas including AI, quantum computing, semiconductors, and wireless telecommunication. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. The ICET was announced by India and the US in May 2022 and was officially launched in January 2023 and is being run by the National Security Council of both countries. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Under ICET, both countries have identified 6 areas of cooperation, which would include co-development and co-production that would gradually be expanded to Quad, then to NATO, followed by Europe and the rest of the world. It aims to promote collaboration in critical and emerging technology areas including AI, quantum computing, semiconductors, and wireless telecommunication. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Now it's time for the practice question. Regarding the Social Impact Fund, consider the following statements. 1. It will offer financial support to provide upstream technical and non-technical assistance to countries in developing DPI systems. 2. It offers a platform for all relevant stakeholders, including other governments, international organizations, and philanthropic entities, to contribute to this fund. 3. India has pledged an initial commitment of $25 million to it. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none? Send the answer of this question in the comment section. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.